Yes, I just started. So we're gonna
Yeah.
be looking at Blake's death scene, and Volden here believes that it is one of the most realistic portrayal of a death. So I am eager to see what this scene is all about. Anything you want to say, Volden, before we jump into it?
Yes. You don't have to phrase it as like this is my belief and this isn't a debate. We're not debating here. There's no debating. Stop, like, dude. You're already going into this with a negative mindset.
No, no. You told me that for you, it's the most realistic
Yeah.
death scene that you've ever
Right.
seen.
Right. I told you that
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of film.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of death scenes. I work in film.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this done very badly. Um, I mean, we all have the blah and the really just bad over animations.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that. This is the opposite spectrum. So I believe, I guess you could say, that this is a good representation of that. I didn't say the best. I said this is what I've seen as
Okay.
extremely powerful.
Up
So
until
just
now, we'll say up until
so
now.
turn the lights down low. Imagine the scene, okay? This is a war film. I know you don't like it. It's an American war film, but like it's at least it's in Britain. You know, wherever this was filmed, it wasn't in America. So just consider that as a positive, okay? Trying to get you
Okay.
right. Let's this is a pen. How can I sell it to you? Okay, this individual, the character that these two individuals, it's like Samwise Gamgee and Frodo Baggins on a journey. Literally, this movie is that represented in war.
Okay.
So this individual's getting water from a well. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
And so what just happened? Some crazy fight just happened in the air while they were looking at a farm. Like as they were patrolling, they were going. They had a mission that they were on.
Mm-hmm.
A fight scene happened, dogfight up in the sky, and a plane crashed. An enemy plane crashed, and the enemy survived. And they pulled the enemy out of the burning plane, and he's going over to get water for the enemy that his friend, his partner,
Mm-hmm.
is consoling, trying to like make sure he's okay and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That is what has happened. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm gonna shut up and I'm not gonna say a single word. I just want you to observe this and try to really like pretend you're there, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Uh-huh.
what did you think?
It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was okay. I
No feelings, no emotions, bad star.
No, absolutely zero.
None
The only thing
whatsoever.
it makes me think of is like, yeah, we put a lot of people through that shit for worries and for stupidities, you know? It's like, yeah.
Okay. Now, what about those individuals who like had to still go through it? Like yes, a lot of stupid people did a lot of stupid things because like they were required to by other stupid people, right?
Yeah.
So what about those stupid people? What about them? Are they when they are feeling where they are, what they're doing, every bit of life that they lived up to that point, that they didn't really necessarily choose for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Here they are. You don't like all you see is stupid people still dying because they're stupid, not because they were convinced to be a certain way, not because they were put in a place by other people. You just see stupid people.
I personally think wars are stupid, but
Wars are stupid.
there is
People are
technically a
not.
purpose. Huh?
People are not. I'm showing you people. These are two individuals. They could have been on any side. They could have been on any side of any
That is
war.
true. And that's the thing that most people don't understand. When you're on one side, shit like that happens to the other side too. Like, this is why wars are
I agree.
stupid.
I agree. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this individual and that friendship and that death scene. It was a death scene. How did you? What did you like? Did you see when he went to go pick him up and his legs started to buckle and go inward?
Uh-huh.
They flushed his face. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
the
These
very
things I
specific
noticed.
things.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Did you see the depictions they showcased? Did you? Uh, do you? What are your thoughts on that? I'm wondering what your
I'm
thoughts
like, they did a good job. That's about it. Like, even then,
are. Okay.
what am I supposed to say?
Okay.
I
No,
don't
you're
technically
good.
understand how he gets stabbed by the pilot
Yeah,
or
I know.
whatever,
I know.
right?
To be fair, you can't get the emotional connection because you didn't see the story, and that's fine. I didn't want you to see that aspect. I didn't
Yeah,
want you to like
but even
feel
then,
the.
even then, like shit like this happens today. Like you have people like being bombarded and all that kind of shit for stupid reasons out there, and these are normal scenes that if you were there, you would be witness to. Shit like this, people pulling
Are
people out
you
of rubble, all that kind of stuff.
okay? One of the first films to ever release in a theater ever in history was one in which, well, not the one of the first ones, but one of the ones of note and notoriety had a gun pointed at the camera and they shot it, and it scared the audience members so fucking bad they thought it was real. They didn't see it coming. They had another one where they had a locomotive that was going towards the camera as well. They
Huh?
actually thought it was coming. They thought there was a fucking train coming towards them, and they barreled out of the way as if it was there. What
Yeah,
I'm
because they're
suggesting,
morons.
what I'm suggesting is that the people don't see things like this on a daily basis, and it was because of film and other things like that. Other sources, not just film, but film definitely helped showcase these things in a way that allowed us to be desensitized. Like we're okay with bang bang you're dead to the point
Yes,
where
and this is huh?
you're not particular you're not vexed by the depiction of someone dying, right?
No, because death is part of life.
But you would be if you didn't see it as often as you have.
If I understood the mechanics of it,
If you didn't understand the mechanics of it, you would be more frightened of it. That's the whole
I
point.
don't know if I'd be more frightened of it,
You
but
would.
I'd be
That's what
more.
that's the point of like people are afraid of things that they don't understand or know. That's what things that's what you're afraid of. And the more you know about a thing, you can be then like perplexed like not spiders, like a plane crashing. If you know the plane's going to crash or something like that, you could be still afraid. But if you don't know what's going to happen, you are frightened.
Okay, so I I guess. Okay, so if the pilot comes on and says, "Guys, we're gonna have a crash landing," I'm gonna be less fearful of that because I know what to expect out of a plane crashing, right? But if all of a sudden the plane crashed, my obliviousness to the situation and what just occurred would make me fearful at a higher level in the moments of the event happening. Does that make sense?
I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about how people are afraid of the unknown. Not
But there
necessarily.
isn't there's okay, so there isn't
You
much.
want to put a temporal note to this, and there is no temporal note to it. If you don't know a thing, if you think there's a monster under your bed and you don't know if monsters exist, you might be afraid of it. If you don't think monsters exist, you no longer fear the monster under your bed.
Yeah, that makes sense, but we already know all the things that could potentially happen on the planet, right? A building collapsing on top of you. Like these things are possible, but at the same time we're
We
not
do.
fearful of these things, right?
We're mindful of them to the point where, like, I'm sure if you go into a skyscraper, you're considering at every moment if a plane's going to crash into it.
No, that's the thing. Like these things are such rare occurrences that you're not gonna think about it. I get into
It-
my okay, I'll give you an
the
example.
first
I
time you go into a skyscraper for the first time in a while, I guarantee if you go tall enough, if on your mind, if even if for a moment it isn't like holy shit, like we're really high up. This is like if this building collapsed, I'd be dead. If that isn't something you initially think, then I would consider you haven't considered that before, right? But I think most people, especially us, because we're as old as we are and we've both seen 9/11,
Mhm.
we know